Yo, what's up, guys, and welcome back to our Canucks GM mode. So, in last episode, we took on the Calgary Flames and we defeated them in only 5 games to get to the Western Conference Finals against the Dallas Stars, who we've played once in the Conference Finals before. In round number 2, as you can see with Calgary, we won Game 1 3-1, followed by a nice 6-3 win in Calgary. So we were up 2-0, 4-3, but then to win the next two, 2-1. Respectively, one of them being in overtime. So we're 8-3 in the playoffs, and we're up against a Dallas Stars team, which don't seem to be that much of a defensive team, but they seem to be pure offensive. So if we could shut down them defensively, like what Demko was doing in the last 2 series, we should be able to move on to the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time in this GM mode. So let's waste no time and get into game number 1. We have home ice advantage in the series, so that also should help us. So game number 1 here in Vancouver. Can we get a good first game for our fans? And we get a goal in the first period. Timothy Liljegren beating Martin Jones. We're getting outshot 12-8, but we have a 1-0 lead. Second period, and we have a 4-0 lead. Our offense seems to be better than their offense, which is not really what I predicted. Chris Wyman makes it 2-0. I think that's his first goal of the playoffs. Then Lucas Vejdomo, who had a great series against the Flames, makes it 3-0. And Nick Mutri makes it a 4-0 lead. We're still being outshot 26-18, but we have a 4-0 lead going into the third. We should have this game in the bag unless their offense comes out only in the third period. Gurianov makes it 4-1. But Demko's still playing good, just like he was in the last series and the series before then. Are we going to take a 1-0 series lead? It looks like we're going to. And we're going to be 3 games away from going to the Stanley Cup Finals. Gurianov makes it 4-2 lead, but not enough. So at least we got goals when we needed to, but our offense wasn't good in that third period again, like the last few series. So there's a look at the player stats. So Liljegren picking up 3 points in that game. Maybe he's finally turning out to be that offensive player we need him to. 3 points in that game. Demko gets second star with 31 saves, and Nick Mutri even picked up 2 points and gets the third star of the game. So pretty good first game. Pretty decent defensively and offensively. So hopefully that continues going into game number 2. We are now 9-3 in the playoffs. Are we going to go 10-3 with another win here on home ice? Game number 2, first period, and we have a 2-0 lead. Yes, offense continuing to score early. Kevin Fiala makes it 1-0, and then Mikael Abeling makes it 2-0. So we got 2 goals on 9 shots. We seem to be knowing how to beat Martin Jones. Second period, and their offense gets a goal, but our offense comes through with 3 more goals. Nolan Patrick makes it 3-0. Horvat makes it 4-0. And then Dickinson pulls them within 3, but Kirby Reichel makes it 5-1. And once again, we have a huge lead in the third period. Jamie Benn makes it 5-2, but it's not that scary. It looks like we should have this game in the bag, but we still need to play good going into Dallas, because if we lose both games in Dallas, it's a whole new series pretty much. Shots are still crowned even, and it's going to be a nice 5-2 victory. So our offense has been producing amazingly in these first 2 games. 9 goals in 2 games, and we've only allowed in 4. There's a look at the player stats. Let's see who the 3 stars are as well. So Mikael Abeling getting first star with 3 points. Fiala gets second star with 3 points, and Demko getting third star with 26 saves. So another great game. I'm not going to change anything with the lines. I know this episode's going really quickly, but we've been just playing great so far, so I'm not going to change anything. Let's see how the Eastern Conference Finals is going. Pittsburgh's up 2-0 on Tampa Bay, so that's not good. I don't think they have Crosby because it's really late in the GM mode, so, but Malkin might be still there, maybe not. Malkin's older than Crosby, so they should be post-Malkin and Crosby era if we're lucky. So game number 3 in Dallas. Can we continue with the offense in Dallas? That'd be great. First period, and we let in the first goal, and we don't score any, so I guess we're worse on the road, and Dallas is a better home team. So Tyler Seguin makes it 1-0, and we're being outshot badly, 12-3. Second period, and that is not what I want to see. Now it's the opposite way around, it seems like. Dallas has a 4-0 lead going into the third. We're being outshot 23-13. This is just a bad game for Demko, Tyler Johnson, Tyler Seguin, and Dmitry Yaskin. So let's listen to the third and see if we can somehow come back from a 4-0 lead. I don't think we're going to. It's just one of those games where Demko lets in a lot of goals because he's had great games for the last little while. Sam Bitten gets us on the board. Kirby Reichel makes it 5-2. That's still not good enough, I don't think. We're not going to score 3 goals in the last 5 minutes of the game. Yeah, I didn't think so. And the Dallas Stars are going to hold off and win against us 5-2. So it seems like a really weird series. Like one team takes off and the other team doesn't do good. So, but hopefully in this second game in Dallas, we're able to come through with a win. Because as you can see, game 1 we win 4-2. Then we win 5-2. Then Dallas wins 5-2. What happens in game 4? Dallas is 9-7 in the playoffs, and now we're 10-4. Let's see if we could take a 3-1 stranglehold. I wonder how that Pittsburgh-Tampa Bay series is going if Pittsburgh's almost sweeping them first period, and it's 1-1. Okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. Derek Brassard makes it 1-0, and then Kirby Reichel ties it up for us. Second period, and it's still 1-1. We're being outshot 24-20, but it's an even game, this one. In comparison to the last 2 games, there was blowout games. Every team had like 5 or 4 goals. This game is a bit closer, and it's 1-1 headed into this third period. Who's going to come through for us? Bo hasn't come through really that much in the playoffs, it seems like, so far. Come on, Captain Bo, get us onto the Stanley Cup Finals. 4 minutes left, 3 minutes, 2 minutes, still nothing in this period. And it's going to overtime in game number 4. So this is the difference from being a tie series headed back home and a 3-1 lead in the series. Come on, boys. We need a goal. Sam Bitten, I don't know who. Nazarov, get a goal for the biggest goal of your career. Considering you're only 21 years of age, an overtime winning goal in the conference finals would be huge. And they're going to get it. Instead, Dmitry Jaskin ties the series at 2. Not good. Our offense couldn't produce in that game, and we've lost back-to-back for the first time since, I think, yeah, probably since the first round. So hopefully that overtime loss doesn't come back to bite us in the ass. Hopefully we could win back here on home ice. Bo hasn't been producing as a winger because we did change him to a winger. Well, like, not his actual thing, but we put Albeline as the first-line center. Albeline's been good, right? Yeah, Albeline's been good. Horvat hasn't scored much though. Maybe what if we put Albeline as a winger? Just change the 2 of them up a bit. Do something different, I guess. And Patrick, wait. Actually, let's move Nolan Patrick to the first line. Again, let's go back with some of our lines from the regular season. There we go. Let's just see how that works. And see if we could take a 3-2 lead in the series. We need to have a win here because I don't want to fall down 3-2 going back into Dallas. I'd rather be the one with the lead, obviously. So, game number 5. Can we take a lead again in the series? First period, and it's 1-1. So, just like last game, it's 1-1 after 1. Horvat gets the goal, so I think Horvat must be a better goal scorer when he's a center. And then Tyler Seguin with a late goal, tying it up at 1. Second period, and we get the lead. Albeline with a goal. I guess he likes it better as a center on the second line, too. And we have a 2-1 lead going into the third period. Can we lock it down? And Troy Stetcher makes it 3-1, but they answer right back Tyler Seguin like 40 seconds later. And it's still a 1-goal game. Penalty kill. And we let in a goal. Tyler Seguin's just taking off now. And it's a tie game here in the third period now. We had a 3-1 lead, but we blow it. Power play. Come on, power play. And we don't score, and this game is headed to overtime. Not what I like to see. Shots are 38-33 in favor of us. Let's see if we could take it in overtime. Come on, boys. This is a huge game. Power play. Yes, and we score. Albeline with a huge goal. The hugest goal of his career, I believe. I don't even know if huge is his word, right? I don't know. But anyways, we take a 4-3, or win the game 4-3. And Mikhail Albeline has given us a chance to take the series in Dallas with a huge overtime winner. Seguin had a hat-trick in that game. However, we managed to come through with the win. 3 stars in the game. Sagan first star, Alblin second star, and Fiala gets third star. So those slight line changes managed to come through with goals. Horvat had 1, Alblin had 2, so that's good. And now we are on to game number 6 in Dallas. Will we end the series in Dallas, or will there be a game 7? And despite Pittsburgh being up 2-0 in that series, Tampa has battled back to win 3 straight and are 1 game away also from the Stanley Cup Finals. So will we go into the Stanley Cup Finals and maybe face Tampa Bay? So game 6 here in Dallas in the American Airlines Center, or whatever it's called, arena. First period, and we get the game's first goal. Owen Tippett making it 1-0. Second period, and Dallas gets 2 unanswered. Tyler Johnson, and then a very late goal with 22 seconds left by Denis Gurianov. And Dallas looking to force a game 7. Come on, guys, we need to have a strong third here. Power play. It came through last time, right? No, it doesn't come through this time. Oh, and Tyler Sagan again. But Zaka answers right back, and we have a 3-2 game still. Still 1-goal game. Third period still winding down. Come on, guys. 1 goal. 1 goal. 59 seconds left, and it's not going to be enough. And the Dallas Stars have forced a game 7. We've been good on home ice, but this is a bit of a scary series. I hate game 7s, especially if it goes to an overtime. How is the East doing? So this is not looking good. Or, well, it is looking good, but at the same time, it's scary as shit. So game 7 back on home ice. I think our line changes is good, and Tampa Bay has eliminated the Pittsburgh Penguins in 6 games. So if we win this game, we're up against them in the Stanley Cup Finals. I don't think I'm going to change anything really with my lines because they've been producing still. Let's just make sure our lines are all good for game 7. Do we want to change anything around? I don't think so. Bitten, how has he been in the playoffs? 10 points, pretty good actually for a third liner. 7, and it works. 18, and Horvat, only 9 points. You know, Alblin's been good in this series. We're going to put Alblin as the first line center. Horvat's going to play second line ice time. I know that's a bit of a weird change to make for game 7, but hopefully it comes through in our favor and we could win this series on home ice. We've been good, like I said, in our home games, 4-2, 5-2, and 4-3. So we managed to score like around 4 goals a game. Let's see if we could do that in game 7. We're going to do a real-time simulation the entire game. We got to play good defensively this game too, so almost 10 minutes in, and nobody has really run away with it, and we score on our second shot of the game. Alblin getting moved to the first line center, and he gets the game's first goal. Huge from the youngster. I think Alblin's going to be our future captain once Horvat retires. What do you guys think about that? Maybe let me know down below in the comments who our future captain should be. I think Alblin definitely deserves it. Nazarov could maybe be like an assistant. Power play, and we do not score. Shots are really in their favor, but it's a 1-0 lead still for us, as Demko seems to be playing good in comparison to the last few games, and we have a lead going into the third, 1-0. Shots are 21-13 in favor of Dallas. Let's see if we could just continue to lock it down here in the third. We do need an insurance marker, though. I don't want 1 goal only. It's a little risky. Power play. We don't score a penalty kill, and wow, that was a huge penalty kill because their power play is deadly. Last 5 minutes of the game. Time's winding down. And we're going to get the empty netter. Bo Horvat and your Vancouver Canucks are headed to the Stanley Cup Finals for the first time in this series. Oh, thank God, we finally got to the finals. That was a really too close game. Horvat and Alblin, both of them, we move them around in lines and both of them score. These two guys are definitely our best players. I just looked at the screen. I don't know why I went to it twice. 3 stars. Thatcher Demko gets first star with 27 saves for a shutout in a game 7. Alblin getting second star and Horvat the third star. So obviously we know we're up against the Tampa Bay Lightning in the Stanley Cup Finals, so Tyler Johnson doesn't get to play his former team. But let's see what the Tampa Bay Lightning lines look like after we take a look at our player stats for that round. So I'm going to quickly save this just because yeah, that way we don't lose the file and stuff like that, because if like some glitch happened and then we lost it, that would suck. So player stats for the playoffs, let's see. And then we could also see how Tampa Bay got to the finals. So Albany, 19 points in 18 games. This youngster seems to turn it on in the playoffs as well. He's only 22 years of age, and he's played 2 playoffs so far, and he's put up a total of 24 points in the playoffs in 28 games, almost a point per game. As you can see also in the regular season, he's been very good too for us. So Nolan Patrick, 13 points. So Albany might be running away with the Conn Smythe other than Demko if Demko doesn't win it. But usually the goalie wins it. So Nolan Patrick, Troy Stetcher, Fiala, Rankel, Horvat, etc., etc. So yeah, everybody on our team's putting up good points except for Nazarov, because like the lowest is 6 other than Nazarov, which is 2. And then goaltending wise, Gravel hasn't even get the play in this playoffs yet, but he's learning at least from a great player in Demko. Demko, 2.25 goals against average, 928 save percentage, 1 shutout. So that is our player stats going into the Stanley Cup Finals. Now let's take a look at what the Tampa Bay lines look like. I'd assume they have Stamkos still, but I could be wrong. I don't know if they have any of our prospects or stuff that we've released. Hopefully not. Yeah, they still have Stamkos, as you can see in that thing. He's got that big scruffy beard, while Levy doesn't have a beard yet, because he doesn't seem to grow a beard. Lines, few opponents. Let's see what the Tampa Bay lines look like. So first line, you got Andre Palat, 88 overall, 96 Steven Stamkos, and 91 Kucherov. So these two are basically like the Sagan and Ben of the Dallas Stars. Kucherov's weak, obviously, in comparison to Ben was, but Stamkos is better than Sagan and Ben. So that's a very deadly first line sniper playmaker. Then the second line, Jonathan Drouin, sniper, Norbert Backer, 82 overall, and Adam Earn, 86. So the wingers are good, but the center's a little weak. Then you had Gabriel Velarde, 86 overall. He was from our Islanders GM mode, so it's a little scary. 86 overall, he should be actually here. Taylor Reddish, 84, and Dennis Yan, 78. I think Yan dropped off probably because of his ice time, I'd assume, because he shouldn't be on the third line. He should be more of a second liner probably. Let's see, is he listed as a second liner? No, he's listed as a third liner. Maybe he's just dropping off because of age or something. Then the fourth line, you got Alex Killorn, Brett Howden, and Boris Kachuk. So a pretty solid all-around team. Not the best on the depth side of the, like, this third line's pretty good actually, except for Kachuk. So Kachuk and Yan are the weak guys, but everybody else on this team's pretty decent. Backer's also a little weak. Defensively though, Victor Hedman's still there, 93 overall. Very scary player there. Andres Suster, 84 overall. Jeff Petrie, 83. That's a little weak, these two. Slater Cuckoo, 85. Also a little weak. Colby Williams, 82. Pretty weak. And our former player, Josh Jacobs, who we signed on a 1-year deal, he's also there in Tampa Bay. He doesn't put up much points, though, so we don't need to worry about him, I don't think. So that's kind of interesting. Goalies, Sammy Montembeau, 84 overall. That's pretty weak. And a backup is an 81, so our goaltending is way better than theirs. And in scratch, they have Drake Caggiula, 80 overall. Riley Damiani, 81. And Stelio Matthews, 81. So overall wise, they're not the scariest team except for the first line, obviously, and the number 1 defenseman. So I think it's mostly just their power play again that's scary, like last year. So we should be able to maybe beat them and win our first Stanley Cup, but I don't know for sure how they assimilate yet. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of our Canucks GM mode. So next episode, we'll take on the Tampa Bay Lightning and hopefully get our first ever Stanley Cup. So thank you guys for watching. See you guys next time.